that German build quality and that high standard they do. And I really think they nailed it at the Mk7. They weren't under any budget constraints. Whereas now, the world is a different place to what it was in 2014. This is obviously a 2017 car. Things have changed. Hi there guys, Sam here, welcome back to another video. And you join me on what is quite a wet, cold day here, December morning. And I wanted to go for a few little bits of the Golf R, my Mk7 Golf R, just to show you some of the checks that I kind of do, just to make sure, well, it's all running okay basically. So yeah, but first of all, I want to show you a new little addition to our household, mainly my mum's new Kitten. So yeah, let's show that. New member of the family, 12-week-old Kitten. Hello. Saying hello. Old subscribers would know that we did have two border collies, but now, yeah, new little addition, so I thought I'd show you that. Not too sure what you think of the world in 2020. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little short clip. Past subscribers would know that we did used to have a couple of border collies, used to protect my cars at this spot, but sadly passed away now. So yeah, new little addition. But I just wanted to go through a couple of points in my Golf R, my Mk7, just a casual video really of some of the things that I check. So one of the things that I kind of go round and neglected, the most important part of your car, is your tyres. Check round them, check tread, check to make sure that there's no like cuts or anything, like any damage to them. That's always quite an important part, and luckily for me mine is okay. As it started to get a bit wet outside, I've moved in. But yeah, basically I check around the tyres, because at the end of the day that is the most important thing. You know, if you're going out to work or going out, you need to be able to check it. Probably not the best day when it's chucking it down with rain to check all these things, but I kind of wanted to show you it anyway. You know, tyre pressures as well is quite a big thing. You can then sort of set it back up just on sort of like the nav here, just to make sure, yeah, the tyre pressures are set correctly. VW kindly have the exact PSI that you need sort of on the side of the door, so you don't even need to go into the handbook, so that's always quite cool. And when it stops raining, I'll go outside and I'll open the hood and just show you just a few little things that I check under there. But just as like the basic things to check, you know, it's not really, that has to be the most like technical amount of stuff that you need to keep an eye on, but it is important at the end of the day. You know, I know you get sort of like government advice or traffic advice that you need to check your car every time you go on a 45-minute journey, all that kind of stuff. And I guess for myself and for others, people just don't have the time. But you should certainly get yourself into some sort of routine when you sort of say to yourself, well, I haven't actually checked around my car properly in a month or two, and it's important, particularly as coming into winter months. It's flipping freezing here in the UK, and just because it's a four-wheel drive car, it means absolutely nothing. You know, you got to make sure it's all safe and secure. But yeah, when it stops raining, I'll pop the bonnet and I'll just show you just a few little last bits that I normally check. So the rain has slightly kind of eased, so that's a good thing. But let's open the bonnet, which is just done down here, and check under the hood. Oh, shows how long I've been since I've done this. There we go. Now, Mk8 Golf R owners will know that they will not have this. They'll have to manually do it themselves. Hey ho. There's the coolant, and as you can see in the coolant, you see a min and a max line. Now this car is stone cold, which means you'd expect it to be sort of like, as long as it's above the minimum, it's sort of like about a quarter way up on the minimum, I'd say. So that's fine. If it was sort of a lot lower, you'd be a bit worried. When the car is warm and hot, you'd expect the coolant to be well on sort of the top, just that's the way it works. Windscreen washer liquid, fill up from here. It's nothing exactly major. I'm not going to go too much into that, but for the coolant wise, you can, like what the dealer did for me in the first year when it was quite low, is they just topped up with water. That's all they said, and it's been fine ever since, so that's all good. So that's one thing to check, because they're common problems in the Golf R. Windscreen washer, obviously it's a horrible day, so horrible time of year, so you got to be careful. Oil. Now I'm not going to be able to do this with one hand. If you take it out, you wipe it down and essentially make sure it's in the middle. It's a bit windy, so I can't really hold it too well. Oh no, I've dropped some oil. There we go. There we go. Solid engine. Now it's a revised version of the Mk8 Golf R. I believe it's called Evo 4. Correct me if I'm wrong. You don't know more than me. You've got the battery that recently got replaced for me, but this is a battery cover, again something not on the Golf R. It's an EFB Plus. That had issues, so I'm grateful that is replaced, but it's still an EFB battery. AGM batteries are better, blah blah blah. Check back on my other videos on that because it was annoying. Other than that, just check around, make sure there's nothing really untoward. But other than that, you're all kind of good to go. Under the hood, it doesn't have to be long, it just has to be basic stuff. And actually, I'll keep it open for a second. This is kind of a little bit off the back of safety checks and basic things to do, off the back of Romain Grosjean's crash in the Formula 1, if you follow that. Yeah, I posted something on my channel about him sort of thanking the marshals, basically saving his life. And I know it's kind of a boring topic, of maybe not the most interesting thing on YouTube, but I'd rather talk about it. One of the big things that I love about the Golf R is its safety. You know, it's still a Golf, and that's what's so great. So yeah, there you go. Notice a little bit of rust there on that. I wonder why that is. Maybe water's got in and it's rusted the bolt. Anyway, just plastic that, so it's not exactly anything to shout about. But yeah, I find that sort of stuff important and interesting, and this is why I love this car as a daily. You know, you've got a young family or just for yourself, you want to protect yourself. Lights, now these are notorious for fogging up or getting water in them. Mine tend to not actually. Tends to be undercover, but again, check around it. And if you're cleaning the car and you can't be bothered to clean the whole thing, like I can't for this, clean the lights, clean the front lights, like so. There's no other reflectors on the front of the Golf R, so there's nothing to do. Clean the indicator lights there, because that's important. Head round the back, clean these lights, just give them a wipe, and clean the reflectors just down here. And yeah, that's it. And obviously number plates as well, quite important to keep clean, because it's just a reflection. It, you know, particularly dark, miserable, unlit roads, which we get a lot of unlit motorways and dual carriageways. I don't live in Belgium, unfortunately, where they have everywhere lit. But that's one thing. Again, it's just the absolute basic checks. Like a little walk around, you can do this at any time. And it just helps your car out. And like I said, safety is the most important thing. It's a four-wheel drive car. It's a daily car. It appeals to so many different people. But you've got to do these basic checks and do it yourself. Save yourself a little bit of money. You know how like garages will say, have a free winter check, have a free check here. Just do it yourself. Do the basics yourself. And if you see something untoward, get it checked out. Get it checked out by a specialist. Get it checked out by someone who knows what they're talking about. That's always the key. And yeah, and that's good. One thing I wanted to add actually on the brakes, Mk8 Golf R brakes are now enlarged and bigger and have better stopping power. But what I didn't realise was that the Clubsport, which is £2,000 less, has the exact same braking setup, the GTI Clubsport. So again, it just begs that question. Go for a car that's lighter, same brakes, similar power. It's nearly up to 300 horsepower now. A lot of people have said that to me as well, so interesting debates to talk about, definitely. But yeah, I'm loving the car. This is the best time of year for it. It really, really is. Wet, cold. You got your bi-xenon on lights when it's dark. You got a cracking car. I love it in grey because I don't want anyone to sort of pay attention to me. It's 40% tint, I believe. I think you can get them up to 65%, but mine was just 40%. Obviously it's a 3-door, that classic shape you'll never see again. But yeah, that's really it on kind of the outside. Wipers, mine were actually split, so the dealer changed them. You can also get them off Amazon, like Bosch ones are pretty good. Changed the rear ones as well, and subscribers had told me they notoriously do squeak and split, which these ones did, so it got changed. There's my Goodwood Festival speed sticker. Didn't happen in 2020, really, really sad about that, but hopefully it'll happen in 2021. And there's the little R badge. Yeah, I also do, I won't show you, but I do love looking underneath this car because it's so sorted. That German build quality and that high standard they do, and I really think they nailed it at the Mk7. They weren't under any budget constraints. Whereas now, the world is a different place to what it was in 2014. This is obviously a 2017 car. Things have changed. Hey, anyway, I'm heading back to the car. So yeah, skipping ahead in time, so I hope you enjoyed that sort of little run through. And there has been issues with sort of like coolant being lost in these cars. It's quite a common fault. I had a few issues early on with my car, and yeah, thankfully I haven't had issues since, so it's good to kind of check that out just to see where it's at. Yeah, and I kind of hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit of a short video, just a little quick summary of just some of the stuff to check, really basic bits. Now the car's quite good because it tells you if you've got low windscreen washer fluid, it tells you if you've got low coolant, it tells you if your tyre pressures are low. It's all good, but it's no problem to have sort of a bit of a hands-on, a little check through, a little run through. Doesn't take more than sort of 10 minutes of your time. And then at least you can be secure that your car is safe. And obviously if you go on a journey and you hit something hard, or, you know, yeah, you're just doing more miles, you can kind of check it regularly. But as a summary for the car, it's been great. I love it, enjoying it. Congratulations to all those people who've ordered Mk8 Golf Rs. Yeah, really interested to hear your thoughts in the comments on previous videos. That's great to see, and all those who still have Mk7 Golf Rs, and just people who have and enjoy their cars. You know, it's great to see. Yeah, maybe if I'm lucky enough, someone might lend me a test drive in a Mk8 Golf R in the future. As for buying one, yeah, a little bit out of my price range, sadly. But no problem. You know, enjoying this Mk7, and yeah, just loving it. Disappointed I haven't been driving it, as I've said before in the past. I do need to take it out for a blast and enjoy it. But yeah, as for now, I hope you've enjoyed this little quick run through of my Mk7 Golf R. A little bit of a few tips and tricks of what to check. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Hopefully the weather brightens up where you are, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers, guys.